And we're back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rosicle. My name is Nathaniel. I'm the host here of the channel, and today we are bringing you guys, hopefully, something that becomes relatively regular with the set releases of Magic the Gathering. We are bringing you guys Rosicle's pre-release sealed of Marvel Superheroes. So yes, we went to the pre-release for Marvel Superheroes on Friday. But it's kind of hard to share that experience with you guys. So while we did talk about it and I made set review videos for all the cards, this is going to be the actual gameplay pre-release experience that you could have gotten and still, you know, technically could get if you buy a pre-release pack or if you just buy some packs and choose to do a pre-release with your friends. This is sealed. For those of you that don't know what sealed is a way of playing Magic the Gathering where you build a deck typically of 40 cards. You can use as many lands as you want, or I should say as many basic lands as you want. You can only use non-basics that you pull in the cards that you open. And you are given 6 packs of a specific set. So this set, being the newest set for Magic the Gathering, is Marvel Superheroes. And we will see if we can build a pretty decent deck out of it. We are going to open 6 packs of, I think it's like 15 cards or something like that. So you end up opening, 90 cards or something along those lines. And then of that pool of 80 to 90 cards, you then build the best, or at least your opinion, the best 2 to 3 color deck out of them. This is Rosicle's pre-release experience. I am hoping to be able to do these. We do sealed and we do draft here on the channel from time to time. We do a lot of draft here on the channel. We don't do a whole lot of sealed. I do think sealed is a newer, beginner-friendly experience. You can take as long as you want staring at your pool of cards, trying to figure out what you want to do with it. If you go to an actual pre-release, you will have a time limit, but it's typically, 50 minutes or something like that. So you do have a good amount of time, but we can sit here and talk for as long as we need to. So while I typically try to share my thoughts, I've been working on that. I'm not perfect at it, but I've been working on making sure I share my thoughts, sharing what I'm thinking when I go through my drafts, which you can find plenty of on the channel. Go check out how many Secret District 7 ones do we have? Probably 10 of them that have already come out, and we've got more of them in reserve for if we need some days that we might not have a video coming out. Okay, but specifically, sealed is going to let me actually sit down, look at the pool of cards, talk about their synergy and things like that. So let's break down really quickly the different archetypes. So for those of you that don't know, I'm going to try to make this video a little bit more beginner friendly. Make sure you head down to that comment section, leave a comment, like, subscribe, any and all of it's greatly appreciated. If you like what we do here at Rosicle, it really means the world for you to support the channel. So your guide to Marvel Superheroes. What's going to happen when you open these packs? Well, you're going to sort these cards. You're going to look at your colors and figure out which one's strongest, yes. But you should have a general idea of what the different color pairs or archetypes within a set want to do. This set happens to have all 10 color pairs having an archetype. So let's take a look at them. White Blue, aka Azorius, says call on your team to supercharge your instants and sorceries, find ways to untap those creatures, and they'll be available for offense, strategic tap abilities, and protection. So Teamwork is a tapping your creature's ability that makes cards stronger, and that's what White Blue typically wants to do. It's also going to have a lot of heroes in there, but it's not technically the hero deck. Blue Black is draw your second card, be the calculating mastermind, and draw 2 or more cards in a turn, so you'll have a lot of payoffs for when you draw your second card. While extra cards are good on their own, clever use of Connive will magnify your rewards. Okay, Connive lets you draw a card and discard a card, so you're not card positive, but it will still be the second card you draw each turn, so you can get your triggers off. Ashley actually built a really good one of these the other day. Kind of second card draw, blue, black, and green shenanigans. It was really fun. Black and red is Villains Matter. More villains means more chaos. Keep adding villains. Everything okay?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to keep playing that game.
That's fine. If you play Ori, play it on your account, though. Don't play it on
I'm going to. I would not play it on yours.
Okay. I thought you were... You're totally fine. I just thought you were switching to play it on my account. And I was like, darling.
I know you also want to play Ori.
Okay.
I'm looking on Game Pass first.
More villains mean more chaos. Keep adding villains to the battlefield and overwhelm your adversaries with the unified power of pure evil. This is just a tribal deck. Okay, that means try to play as many cards and as many things that are synergistic with that type of creature. And in this case, that type of creature is is villains. Then we have red and green. Oh, I haven't been saying the color combinations, by the way. I said Azorius. This one is Dimir. This one is Rakdos. This one is Gruul. Okay, hit hard with great feats of strength, generate extra lands and mana to bring out the might of your creature. So power up is an ability in this format that lets your creatures have a second ability, right? It's basically a one-time activated ability, but it is cheaper to do the turn they come out. So they can basically be a stronger late game drop, or you can play them out early on and just have something to do in the late game. Heroes matter is the opposite of villains. So in Celestia, green and white, we have hero deck, again tribal, but you want to play a bunch of healers. Then we have Orzhov, white and black, which is attack alone. Send your best operative on a stealthy mission to attack alone, backed up by a support team that's ready to defend you as well. Here you're going to see a lot of cards that can get through, like that might say they can't be blocked, that buff a creature, but only if they attack on their own. They give it menace, trample, things like that, but only if they attack on their own. Blue-red is artifacts. You're going to see a lot of artifacts in like all the colors, but technically artifacts are blue-red. A steady stream of artifacts allows you to invent your way out of impossible odds, spend treasures to fund your more advanced research projects. Again, I do think that we see artifacts in a little bit more than blue-red, but it is technically the mainlined color combination. Black, green. Oh, by the way, this one is it? Black, green. Oh my goodness, I'm blanking on what black green is right now. But creatures in graveyard, your fallen forces didn't die in vain. Reclaim their power with a vengeance and make more potent plays while there are 2 or more creature cards in your graveyard. This one's pretty hard to pull off. Golgari, that's what it's called. This one's pretty hard to pull off. You are going to have to try to put 2 creature cards in your graveyard and have to kind of like sequence your plays in a good way, but it can be pretty powerful, so keep it in mind. I haven't really seen it do a whole lot yet. There is some of like a Death Toucher synergy in there as well, in some of its rares and a very powerful common. Red and white is non-creature spells. So typically this is what we would call prowess, but it's things beyond just prowess. You arrive on the scene quickly with creatures and then back them up with blasty instants and sorceries. So it's not just that instants and sorceries are good for you, it's that your creatures straight up actually do a thing when you cast an instant or sorcery spell. I've heard that game's good, by the way, darling.
Fire.
Yeah. If you want to try it out, be my guest. And then last but not least, oh, and this is Boros. Last but not least, we have Simic, which is +1/+1 counters. So you want to put +1/+1 counters on things, and they will have benefits when they get a +1/+1 counter put on them. Okay, a lot of information. You're probably not going to remember all of that, but that's okay. You just want to have a baseline of what there is in the format, and then after you've opened your cards and you go, okay, so my strongest colors, it looks like, are like a red, white, and a blue. I wonder what I'm going to end up playing. Well, you're probably going to end up playing some sort of like heroes, artifacts, or team up style deck, right? You're probably not playing villains if you don't have a lot of good black cards, etc. All right, now, if you don't know what a sealed token is, you can get these for various things. We actually purchased a play bundle to help us be able to make this content for you guys and to have plenty of gems. Unfortunately, while Arena is free, doing some of the events on Arena are not. They take premium resources, and sealed is one of those. We're happy to provide this for you guys, but if you want to enter this on your own, you are going to need 2,000 Gemerunes, okay? That's 500 more than a normal draft. Here we go. Now, the good thing about sealed is you sit here, you have your 6 packs, and you get to take as long as you want, okay? So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to open these, and you're going to get all of your rares and mythics. They're going to immediately show you your rares and mythics because you want to play as many rares and mythics as possible. It is generally speaking, sorry guys, my wife is playing Bejeweled. It is generally speaking a much stronger deck if you can just play more of your rares and mythics. Now, that being said, you have to be careful forcing colors because you really don't want to play more than 2. You can splash a 3rd color, but most sets, looking at you, Strixhaven, aren't designed to play more than that. However, Strixhaven is one that was designed for more than that. So let's open this up. That color means we did open a mythic, at least one. We opened 2 mythics, and they are both very good. That being said, we didn't actually open a whole lot to go with it. So let's take a look at this. First, we have Gathering Place. This is a totally playable land if we end up needing it for Celestia. Captain America's Shield is a completely... it is a colorless card, which means it's very easy to go in pretty much any deck. It's a 2-mana indestructible. Equipped creature gets +0/+8 and has vigilance. Whenever equipped creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. Totally fine. Nothing too crazy, but totally fine, especially if a creature has like an attack ability. This is probably getting played, even though it's not like crazy powerful. World War Hulk is a 5-mana. The next red or green creature spell you cast this turn can be cast without paying its mana cost. So you play this, then you play a red or green creature. Then the next turn, you put 3+1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Then on the third turn, you choose target creature you control until end of turn, double its power and toughness, and it gains trample. If this sticks around, it is a big bomb. Big boy bomb. Thunderbolt's Conspiracy. 3 and a black flash enchantment. Whenever a villain you control dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a finality counter on it. That creature is a hero in addition to its other types. So villains turn into heroes. Very interesting concept here. It doesn't do a whole lot unless you can flash it in like right before a villain would die. Notably, we do have a villain. It's possible we open into a really strong villain deck. We will just have to see. The Astonishing Ant-Man. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on him, and then later you could pay 2 and a green, tap him to remove any number of those +1/+1 counters and create that many 1/1 green insect creature tokens. Very strong card there. Here we have Daredevil, Man Without Fear. 2, a red and a white, legendary creature, human hero, vigilance, haste. You may look at the top card of your library. Whenever you attack, you may exile the top card of your library. If that card is a hero card, Daredevil gets +2/+1 until end of turn, and you may play that card this turn. Again, this is effectively card draw because you can play that card that turn. So you do need to keep that in mind. Now, it's only if it's a hero on top. So we do have a little bit of conflicting, like, do we play heroes? Do we play green? Do we play black? MODOK, aka Mental Organism Designed Only for Killing, is a very powerful card here. Now, it might not look like it right at first. 5 mana, 2/2 flying lifelink, pay 3 life, activate only during your turn, he connives, and then creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. Okay. This being just a stat line, your opponent's creatures are all debuffed, is pretty powerful. And of course, the conniving can get him up there. So if you have the life to spend, this can be extremely powerful because of the life link when you're swinging with him. Do want to keep that in mind. And Cosmic Cube is a very broken 5-mana War 2. Whenever you attack, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast a spell from among them with mana value less than or equal to the greatest power among attacking creatures you control without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Now, you might be thinking, okay, well, I immediately see the most color I'm seeing in common here is green and black, right? That's the color that looks like we are going to be able to play the most stuff. Maybe we're splashing blue for Ant-Man. Maybe we're splashing black, although that's a little bit harder to do with MODOK. Those aren't the decisions you necessarily have to make, okay, right now at this point, because you still want to see what's in your commons and uncommons. However, what is important right now is to note that white and red are probably not colors we're playing unless they have really, really strong commons and uncommons. Blue kind of falls into the same category, okay? So we want to keep that in mind when we're looking at our cards. So the very first thing I'm interested in looking at is going and looking at the green, the black, and the blue and seeing what we opened, because if we have something there, that's what I'm most likely to want to play. Maybe the red a little bit because World War Hulk works with that. White is probably the color I am least enticed to play here, but we will, of course, still look at the cards and see if there's anything crazy. Now, there's an issue here. I know you guys aren't going to be able to see it unless I go through them one by one, so let's go through them, like I said, okay? So, Crowd of True Believers is just okay. Shield Spy Kit can be fine, but it's nothing crazy. Patriot Shield Wielder. I'm not going to read every card because I don't want this to end up being like a 3-hour video. but I'm just giving my general thoughts and opinions on it, and I might not even remember what every card does. So 2-mana 2/2, another target creature gets +2/+0 and gains hexproof. Okay, so this can be protected, but it's nothing too crazy. Raft Security Officer is just okay, but tapping down can be powerful. Take up the shield is a fine combat trick, but nothing crazy. This is a lot of agents have shielded. 2 of these, or I guess I thought we had 3 of these. No, a lot is not that great, but it's fine. Hero in Training, 3-mana 2/2, draw a card. I actually think this one's actually pretty good. Vigilance, Prowess, and Flying, Kree Commandos. Red Guardian Super Soldier is actually pretty cool. I like that this thing can flash in and destroy target creature an opponent controls that dealt damage this turn. This is a pretty good removal spell, but it's not anything crazy. And then Wakandan Drone Flock is, again, playable. 4-mana 3/3 flying robot that scries when it enters. Okay, so our rares didn't give us a lot of reason to play white, and our commons and uncommons definitely still did not give us a whole lot of reasons to play white. Now, it's possible in the multicolor cards we might end up seeing some sort of reason to, but really none of that was super powerful. Aerial Doombot is okay. Futurist Forge is fine for card draw and like artifact entering synergies. Shuri is pretty good. Shuri is notably very powerful with things becoming copies of the cube, because then you can play multiple free spells each turn. So there's an argument for playing blue in that regard. Super Suit is fine. I think We Say the Nay is fine as well, right? A counter spell with some teamwork to make it a little more countery. Depower I've seen do some work, but nothing too crazy. Shield Deployment Drone is okay. 2/2 flyer that makes a 1/1. I like Trickster's Stratagem. 4-mana base. Bounce something to deck or bottom of deck, and then a Connive is pretty strong. Wiccan? I don't know. 5-mana 4/4 flyer. Whenever you cast a non-actual target, non-land, non-token permanent, return that card to the battlefield and control at the beginning of the next end. Okay, so you can blink something. We have 2 Atlantis attacks, which is a really strong top end, but pretty expensive. We have 2 Project Deathlock Soldiers. I think those are totally fine. Decoy Ploy could actually be playable if we're kind of a mix of villains and non-villains. This guy makes villains. I like it. I like Cruel Alliance. We got one of those. Create a villain. Yep. All right. 3-mana 3/2. Oh, if there are 2 more creatures. So this would be in the like green-black build, right? You want to have creatures in your graveyard for this guy. Otherwise, you mill 2 cards, which is pretty good too. But you got to have a way to get things back, right? So that's where you want to run like a Decoy Ploy. This guy's just a lifelinker, totally fine. Second artifact or creature, draw a card. Claw is a 3-mana 2/2. Target player reveals the number of cards in your hand equal to 1 plus the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Okay. Looks like we have a lot of the green-black creatures in your graveyard synergies. It's not an easy deck to play, but we can absolutely do it, right? We absolutely can do it. Whenever target player discards 2 cards. That's playable, but it's not great. I heard this one's actually really good. Whenever you discard a card, you may exile that card from your graveyard. Now, that's specifically on discard, and then this guy's fine. MODOK, of course, very good. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, would be nice to be able to consistently connive. So we'll see. We have a couple of whenever you draw your second card synergies, but not a whole lot of conniving. Let's move into red here. This is just Pepper, right? Totally fine. I like that she can make treasure. Super Speed is an okay combat trick. Blazing Crescendo, basically same thing. Except I like that this one's card draw, kind of. Hulk Smash, very good. So we have a lot of good removal in red. Look at that going into Lightning Strike. Yeah. We have seen 1 creature so far in all of this red, guys. That's insane. Yeah, so red's not being played for creatures. Red's being played for removal. But you definitely could do it. You definitely could do it. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Nothing too crazy. Human Torch is totally playable, but fine. Machinesmith Automaton wants a lot of artifacts. Crimson Operative is a a prowess creature that gives you some pseudo card draw. Impulse draw is what we call it when you're getting those cards that you can only play until end of turn or end of the next turn. A repulsor blast, good removal. Moving into green, giant growth is just fine. Reprint. Go nuts is a decent way to have a creature fight and maybe even buff your team, especially if you're in the +1/+1 counter synergy decks. Rapid rescue. This is actually not bad if we're in like the green-black, like put creatures in our graveyard deck. Same here with Rick Jones. The issue is how many of those are going to be heroes. That's the biggest issue. So you got to be careful with that. Call damage control. Return those cards from your graveyard to your hand. Could be pretty powerful. Gorilla. It's not bad in sealed. Just because there are pretty good enchantments and things like that that you might want to have like a consistent way to remove. This is pretty good to have some colors. So this helps us splash. This also helps us splash. Oh, wow. Yeah, She-Hulk has a way to break through enchantments and artifacts as well. Probably run both of those, even though she's legendary. Creatures you control +1/+1 counters on them have trample. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on. That might be like a one of. I don't know if you play both of those. If we're in green, blue, and black, we could run something like Spider-Woman, and she's pretty good. We'd have to see how our color fixing is for that. We said we're not really interested in white, but here are some like lands and a Black Widow that we could play. Definitely interested in AIM Labs. Definitely interested in Kang. Could be pretty good. What else are we seeing? So we like Shield. We like this. Surveillance Room. There's a chance we play Ant-Man. How good was the green? Versus the red. So I'm trying to think, do we like Teamer? Or not Teamer. Do we like green, blue, and black more? Or do we like red, blue, and black more? I think the baseline of green and black is pretty strong. I think the baseline of green and black is pretty strong. So let's throw that deck together. Like all of these. I don't know if we'll have enough heroes for that, but we'll grab it for now. Yeah, we'll grab that. If we're splashing blue, we could definitely splash Spider-Woman. Every creature you control attacks alone against first strike and menace. I don't know if we splash her. Probably not. I don't think she's good enough. I do like all of the removal in red. That part's really nice, but let's just kind of see what we can throw together here. This thing's playable, but it's probably getting cut. We'll just throw in everything that I think is fine or better, and then we'll make cuts from there. Typically how this goes. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, blink. I don't know if I love that. Something like that. Yep, something like that. And I think the green-black is stronger, so I'm more likely to cut out the blue. So if we cut out anything in blue that I don't think is very strong. Yeah, I think like Shuri is worth keeping around. Trickster Stratagem probably isn't. Spider-Woman might be. This wants a really expensive red or green creature, which we just don't have. Let's look at our hero and enchantment count. Heroes, we have 5. And enchantments, we have 4. I mean, I think this is strong just because of the put 3 counters and then double it is pretty crazy. I don't think I'm wrong about that. We actually have a lot of color fixing for the blue. Right, because these can make treasures. This can tap for color. There's stuff here for sure. I don't know if I love this card. I mean, how many villains are we running? A good bit, right? Yeah, 12. No, it doesn't break this energy here. It's a lot of 1-drops as well. We don't need 2 of these going, so we'll just bring 1. What else do we have? This is a nice win con with like Ant-Man and World War Hulk and even just all the conniving. I don't need to run that. Okay, so now we're in the position of the basic land cycling on this guy could be nice. So what do we cut? Don't need that guy. I'm still mixed on this card. What's the number? Let's see. No. I don't know how playable this is. What, 3 mana? Two, and hopefully Thoughtseize. I still think this is the right deck to go with. We just gotta find the right. You know what? I want creature cards in my graveyard, and this actually, like, stops things from getting in my graveyard, so I'm gonna take that out. Okay, so now we gotta figure out, like, 6 more cards to cut. From among the milled cards. Only from among the milled cards. Yeah, I don't love that one. Sack an artifact or creature, draw a card. Isn't a bad thing to hold up in the late game if they happen to have like removal anyways. Yeah, I don't know if we run training regimen in this. It's not bad, but I just don't think it's like great. I'm gonna cut it. Okay. Yeah, we're starting to get in the position where it's like, man, I feel like I'm looking at really good cards. I guess we'll cut like a go nuts. I'll cut gorilla. I think I cut claw. Alright, we need one more cut. Uno más. Yeah, I think we need to cut some top end here. And I like this one a little bit more. Just because it makes like the 3 life for MODOK a little bit more powerful if I'm making a 2-1 every time. Yeah. I wish we had a card that like buffed our villains or something like that, but generally speaking, we're still in a pretty good. We're still in a pretty good position. Okay, so this would be a sealed deck. All right, so we have a 40 card deck that I believe is... Actually, I'm going to run MODOK here. Really solid. We opened some pretty good cards. I think green-black is where we were most open. There's totally an argument for being able to splash like a Black Widow here or something and run both of these lands, but I don't think we need to bother with that. I don't think Black Widow's good enough to do that. So yeah, no, this feels pretty strong. I think we've got a good, healthy curve, which you want to make sure you have. You want to make sure you have some synergy and a good, healthy curve, because if you're not playing things, you're not going to be able to win a game. And yeah, I could be mistaken. Like I say, if you are not new to the game, I would love, love, love for you to let me know down in the comments below. Do you think I missed a better deck here? Do you think I made cuts, made changes that were good, bad, etc.? But we are going to jump into things now that we have a deck created. We're going to make sure I have set, actually, I'm going to make sure I have set my, companion and card sleeves, because we currently have Iron Man. And yeah, we're going to jump right on into things. So, a little bit of Sultai villain shenanigans. I think MODOK's really good. And I think Cosmic Cube is great. That is an unfortunate draw. We need a green source to get things going, but we have a 3-drop that's playable. So we're likely to draw black cards or a green source. I'll keep it. I'll keep it. We haven't lost anything yet. We've got a playable 3-drop with some lifelink. That's a strong start. All right, we could draw a forest, so I will play out the island here. Because if we do, I'll play out Astonishing Ant-Man. Absolutely, I will. There's an argument for taking more things with power up as well, just because they give you something to do in the late game. I do think we could see so many things being able to do stuff in the late game. That was pretty cool. Can I do that for all of them? Or just... And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is why I played an island. Because I could draw the forest, and now we have a really strong 2-drop that we got to play. If they are unable to target artifact or enchantment, so if they buff up their Doombot, this is a pretty good way to kill that. Obviously, we need double green by then. What happens if I click like the corner of it? Okay, yeah, no matter what, if I click it, it just does that little I am Iron Man. Opponent already just straight up playing. They have straight I promise, guys, I know the color combinations. Esper! Thank you. That was totally me, guys. Totally me. Maybe Ant-Man's army? I don't know. Do we get a life linker online? Kind of like the Ant-Man's army. Have the option to use the treasure in the future. We will not swing a 2/2. But I am more than happy with it just getting stronger. So next turn I can play out Kingpin's Enforcer. If I really needed to, I could play Call Damage Control or something like that. I mean, I don't know. This card mainly exists to go get enchantment cards and creature cards. If we need to get the cube back, we can get an artifact. This is like, oh, we happen to mill our bombs. Let's get those back. Or they happen to kill our bombs. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Looking dagger enter. Choose target opponent, not to one creature they control. They reveal their hand. You may exile a non-land card from their hand or the chosen creature card. He's choosing Call Damage Control. We are going to get to keep the Astonishing Ant-Man. So this is where you're seeing some of that like attack on its own synergy. Pretty cool stuff, if you ask me. Opponent already knows what's in our hand. Definitely next turn, I think I am going to She-Hulk the Doombot just so that they can't keep getting it in the air. But we will see. Otex. Strong start for opponent here, though. Playing into their rare. Very interesting. 3/5. This is an instant. Something like this. Make them show something strong here? I don't know. Let's see what they got. What does this do? Heroes you control get +2/+2. Do I use this just to get back my Ant-Man? Probably. If you attack to the hero this turn, or hero enter the battlefield. Oh my god, that's really good, man. Yep. Actually, I probably should have just destroyed. See, that was a misplay. That was a misplay. Because I absolutely should have just destroyed enchantment. I absolutely should have just destroyed enchantment. That was dumb. Sorcery. Exile target creature with mana value 3 or less. If the spell is cast, you can 2 by your set, exile target creature, and you gain 3 life. So I can kill this. Yep. I have to teamwork too, but we'll do that. Teamwork 2. Okay, so I'm tapping something with 2 power in order to do that. And now we have call damage control, which actually can get back the creature if need be. Opponent. As long as opponent plays heroes, they are sitting well ahead of us right now on board. That's not a hero. But it is another stupid good card. Did they go rare into mythic into rare? I'm pretty sure they went rare into mythic into rare. That's kind of crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, so now I am going to do this and get this. This sounds crazy, guys. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm doing this so I can get the treasure token so that next turn I can She-Hulk guaranteed. Also, MODOK's not bad here because it does wipe his board. But again, I would need the second black source, which I don't have. That is one of the issues we're going to run into being color stomped like this. Okay. Resolve. Let's see what you got, buddy. Tapping down the lifelinker here. Sure. Yeah, resolve. So I actually think now there's an argument that MODOK next turn is more powerful. There is a strong argument that MODOK next turn is more powerful. If he doesn't aerial Doombot, it is a very, very real. That's fine. I mean, not good, but fine. Alright, he's drawing here. Alright, so he's going to be able... I don't think he's going to swing with Loki. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he's going to swing with Loki, so... We're not in a great position. But we are in a pretty decent one here. Surveil. How many creatures do we have in our graveyard? Let's see. View battlefield. Let's take a look. We have none right now. This thing's not great, but it does mill. You know, I think we're probably still happy with it, right? Sure, we'll keep it on top. Saving the treasure is fine. Yep, let's do this. That's pretty strong. This seems greedy. And it is. Absolutely. Unfortunate that I'm going to have to... do that for now. Okay, so what I did there is I did it enough. I actually shouldn't have done it that last time. I did it enough to make sure that we could... Okay, so he's got Destroy. Not bad, not bad. He hits in for 3 in the air. We do kill his Avengers thingy, though. More than likely. Yep. Two, 3, 4. Something like that. Oop. Yeah, let's just kill that before he can draw anything else off of it. Alright. So right now we heal for 1 less than the damage he deals. Oh, I didn't even realize that She-Hulk has reach. That actually makes this a way better situation for us. Herbie's pretty good. Herbie's pretty good. Opponent is in a situation here where they're... I mean, this is strong. Absolutely. We cannot. That is going to get me a 2-1, though. This is going to get me a 2-1. Sack an artifact or creature. Draw a card. Cool. What do we do now? Next. Do we want to sacrifice the Ant-Man's army with the Herbie? I'm not sure. They've got 5 in the air. We draw an extra card next turn, make another 2-1. I think I'm in a better position to actually just hang back here. There's an argument for playing a little more aggressive and swinging the Ant-Man's army. Just because opponent is way ahead on cards. Like, way ahead on cards. So, you know, they kill a She-Hulk here and we're in a dangerous situation. Yeah, if they kill Madame Mask, we're in a bad situation as well. Frozen in ice. Whenever you draw your second card each turn. Yes, I'm not going to be able to do that this turn. There's an argument for sacking her, though, if I don't think I have a way around that. Yep. Okay. A 3-2 that makes 2 1-1s is very strong. I'm feeling the power creep, people. The power creep is very real. Alright, let's pass. Opponent's not gonna swing. They're tapped out of mana. So whatever they do is just going to be strictly exactly what it is. I do think this is right. Auto pay. Sack the Madame Mask. I don't think I'm destroying the Frozen Ice anytime soon, and we'll just hopefully save ourselves that. Whenever you discard a card, you may exile that card from your graveyard. Okay. I will absolutely swing my Menace 2-1 here. Happily take out any creature I trade this with. Sure. Happy with that. End turn, my friends. I'll say this is where... Dang, it's draw 2 cards. All right, this is a better card than I thought. Opponent has way more foot on the gas than us. Absolutely. But She-Hulk currently has them pinned. She-Hulk absolutely currently has them pinned. We can start swinging Moonstone next turn. And they have to double block. My turn. Ooh. A tap down is very good. A tap down is very, very good. Question is, what do we tap down? I mean, is it better to just hang back? I don't actually know the answer to that question. This thing does have flash. Am I happy to trade Moonstone with giant-sized flying ant? Eh, let's just play it out. Let's just tap down the flyer. Next, start swinging into and say, trade. Or sorry, not trade. Chump or take 2. Opponent is now in chump or take 2 territory. That being said, we are not guaranteed to draw gas, and they have drawn a lot of cards. So this is not a guaranteed game by any means. They are just full passing. Full passing. This seems like a great card to play. How many creature cards do I have in my graveyard? 1, 2, 3. Oh, more than enough. That is the correct answer. More than enough. All right, let's just move to combat. Let's take things step by step. All right, he's clearly got something. Let's take things one step at a time. Swing the 2/4 flyer. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. -4, -0. Sure. That is a card. That is, he drew himself a card. Okay. That's why we do that first, because we want to just benefit off of it. Might as well. Gain a life. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I am no longer going to be able to do this at instant speed, but widen the board a little bit. Why don't we? We have another draw next turn on the token. So technically the best, but even if we draw something that we can't play, it's fine. That's where things start getting iffy. Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Alright, opponent left. Feels good because we did not have really at all what we wanted there. So now we kind of revisit the deck and we think, are we happy with what we had? And I think I think the answer is yes, but I also think, like, this card isn't the strongest in our deck. It's not bad. It's just not the strongest in our deck. Trying to think what we would replace it with. I mean, yes, if we play She-Hulk, it's good, but the next best thing, the next best thing it could play is an Ant-Man's army. Right? Like, I'm not going crazy. So it's mainly in here for it's mainly in here to say I'll do something next turn. Is that good enough to play? I don't know. I don't know if that's good enough to play. Let's take a look at green again. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not like we have red creatures that would have been great to play with it either. I don't think. Would we rather just have, like, the big body here? I don't know. There's an argument for it. There is definitely an argument for it. I don't know if it's a good one, because I do think this card is very, very powerful on its second and third abilities, should it stick around. Nah, we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. Yeah. We got the dub. Why adjust it yet? So, for those of you that don't know, the reward structure of these, because again, making these for people maybe completely new to Magic the Gathering, maybe completely new to doing limited on Arena. So it is not cumulative. You get whatever reward you end at. So you're going to play until you have 3 losses. Right now we have 0 losses because we played 1 singular game. Yes, we're an hour into this video. We played 1 game. Granted, normally you would go a little faster than this, but if you just lose 3 times in a row, you get 200 gems back. It costs you 2,000 gems to do this. You get 200 gems back. You get 3 packs. And don't forget this part, because it is important. You keep the cards that you opened. So all of the cards that we saw in there, we get to keep. So all of our rares and mythics we get to keep. All of our commons and uncommons we get to keep. Because we have 1 win, instead of 200 gems, we get 400 gems and 3 packs. And it goes up and up. Now, every single time, no matter what, you get 3 packs. The only thing that changes is how many gems you get. If you can manage to get all the way up to 6 wins, you do get all of your money back, which is really, really good. But that is also very hard to do because you have to win 6 times before you lose 3 times. And you can even go a little bit positive and earn an extra 200 positive gems if you go all the way to 7, which is what we call trophying. Generally speaking, I think it's a very good rule of thumb. If you can end somewhere in the 3 to 4 range, you're doing very good. And if you were drafting, you would pretty much be able to infinite draft with the resources that you're earning back, which is awesome. And you need to consider the amount of cards you're getting to open and keep, right? Like, if you get 3 wins, you get to think of it as 800 gems got me all of these cards and 3 more packs. Yeah, that's way more than you would normally get out of 800 gems. Good job to you. All right, let's keep it going. I would like to see the Cosmic Cube at least 1 time before this deck loses 3 times. So hopefully we get to see it and do some fun things. Well, you don't always get what you want. But you can try sometimes. And you'll find out that you get what you need. All right. Always play the tap land first if you don't have something to play on turn 1. And you want to try to get as many colors available as possible, right? So because this is a blue-black tap land, and then now I can play forest, I have all of my colors at my disposal should I draw something that needed them, right? So for example, I play that out, I play forest. If I drew Ant-Man, I could play him, right? Like, you want to be keeping that in mind. So now I have 2 options here. I don't need to do this. There's nothing to get with it, but I am happy to go ahead and just play this out, right? It's got indestructible. They would have to counter it. This is just kind of always a looming threat to be like, yeah, that's right. I'll make a creature that's hard for you to stop. Okay, now we do get a little bit of a choice. Personally speaking, I like ramping. I also like that, I guess these are the exact same both ways. I don't know if I really want to mill right now. There's an argument in both directions, though, right? Because mill puts some creatures in the graveyard that maybe I get back with damage control, right? Or even like lands and things like that. So actually, I am going to mill now. I'm thinking about it. I am going to mill. So between all of these options, I know I have more green cards than I do blue cards. So I'm going to play out the second forest. And then I'm going to play out the Hydra Troopers. Now, I would love to have gotten the 2-1 off of this, but I will mill. I milled 2 creatures there, unfortunately. However, if I have another thing with a creature in the graveyard synergy. Now, Cruel Alliance. Totally fair play there. And we might Cruel Alliance right back. It will just depend. All right, so what we can do now, which I like a lot, is going Ant-Man's Army, making a treasure, and playing the Deathlock Soldier. Another good option would have been to put Cap Shield on Ant-Man's armor and play Deathlock Soldier another turn. But I kind of just like putting multiple bodies here, so that way next turn... Alright. Madam Mask is going to have to die. But because we have the treasure, we can actually Cruel Alliance and kill... Well... Yeah. Tap down. This is a tap ability, so it's a pretty good thing to tap down later with Spider-Woman. So what do I want to do here? I'm going to go ahead and play out Surveillance Room. I do get to surveil 1. This is worth something. Hydra Troopers wants me to keep 2 creatures in the graveyard, at least for now. I will absolutely put that back on top. So now this is where things get interesting. What I'm going to do, because I want to give something vigilance and attack, right? So I'm going to put the shield on Ant-Man's army, attack, tap target creature defending player controls. Oh, I forgot that that's part of it. So we're going to do that. We're going to put it on Ant-Man's army. Then we're going to go next. Because it has vigilance, I'm going to attack before I tap it down, because I'm going to have to tap it down for teamwork. So I'm going to attack first, get in some damage. Sure, we'll tap down this guy. I don't think it matters. Next. He won't block. Or at least I'm pretty confident that he won't block. Okay, cool. That's fine. We just got a free creature there. And then I already know that I'm going to have to get rid of her. So I'm just going to get rid of her now. And I will tap down. Unfortunately, I will tap down Ant-Man. And get rid of her. Right? So now, if he tries to set up this, we know that we're coming in with Spider-Woman next turn. Right? We also know that this is a pretty strong play next turn as well. But since Spider-Woman has Flash, we're going to want to make sure we're second main phasing things. Let's see, this thing's like a double strike. And we got what? We got double strike here. That's a problem. Yeah, we'll take the 2 damage here. No reason to just throw something in front of it for the sake of throwing something in front of it. We do have the 2 creature cards in our graveyard now, right? We already knew what we were drawing. A good thing to do here, in my opinion... what is this? Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control. Okay, so it's not going to happen a whole lot, but... How much mana we got? We have a total of 6. So I can double spell, but I can't double these guys, which is what I would really want to do. Which is fine. We will... Next, go ahead and swing the Ant-Man's army. We'll tap down the Agents of Atlas because we can. pretty sure opponent here is going to just take the 3. That is probably a smart play. And I do think I'm just going to wait, right? I think Spider-Woman here to tap down something really strong is the better play. Patience is a virtue in these games. It absolutely is. You know, if he decides to try to kill Ant-Man's army... Now, see, now he's moving to attackers. I will go ahead and just flash in and see what he's got, right? We'll flash in Spider-Woman, tap down the double striker. We don't want that growing. And now we're in a pretty interesting position, right? We know that Red Guardian says kill something that took damage this turn. Or, sorry, that dealt damage this turn. I don't know if there's a card in this format that says kill something if it did damage this turn. Or if it took damage this turn. But that's not really a risk I want to take. There's also the potential for, and I do know this exists, a black combat trick that gives Death Touch. Well, I don't really want to face Death Touch, and right now I'm looking at life totals, and I'm going, well, if he hits me for 2 and I hit him for 3 every turn, I'm winning, right? You okay? So this is a situation where, at least for now, I'm definitely happy throwing like a 2-1 in front of it later, but at least for now, I'm just going to say, show me what you got. I'll take 2 damage. There's an argument for throwing the Project Deathlock Soldier because you can get him back from the graveyard. And be like, oh, well, I don't want to get hit for 20, you know, if they have, like, some combat trick that happens to buff them up that much. It seems unlikely to me, but right now, we're getting in with a guaranteed 3 damage. Now, obviously, the power of this is actually the equipment, not the creature. So, there's an argument for throwing Ant-Man's army in front of there. What does this do? +2/+0 for each equipment attached to him. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with finality counter on him. Then you may attach an equipment you control to him. All right, we got no equipment right now that opponent is showing. All right. Let's throw Swamp down. Next. Opponent still holding priority. Very interesting. Let's say, show me what you got. Let's just tap that guy down. Why not? And let's just say, hey, you either hit me with what you either block with Winter Soldier or you don't. So this could be the Death Touch. It also could just be him planning to get it back from the graveyard. From your graveyard to the battlefield with the finality counter on it. Totally fair. Again, we're just going to play patient here. I don't see any reason not to. This is a treasure token. Okay. And then, yeah, like we are currently... I'll probably will block with the Project Deathlock Soldier just because next turn I am planning to do call damage control. And I really want to be able to get back more than one thing off of this. And it is an artifact card, right? Because it's an artifact creature. So I can get a creature and I can get him, even though he's also a creature, with the spell. Just keep that in mind. I am not going to play it this turn, though. I just don't think I get enough value out of it. And right now, we're looking pretty good compared to opponent's board. So, you know, we have a 2-1 I'm happy to swing with starting next turn. Opponent has to spend a good bit to bring this back with the finality counter on it. Now, yes, they could have something here. They're very clearly holding priority, which is basically just me saying that the, you know, time is stopping and letting them cast something should they have it, etc. They've got a lot in hand. He is just making tapped 2-1s now. Okay. This is a very interesting card to play. This could get interesting because opponent... Does this return to hand or battlefield? Return to hand. That could be what opponent's holding up priority for. We can, like, full swing here and really get in some damage. I don't know if that's a good idea, but we absolutely can do it. Sure. Something like this. Yeah, well, let's go for it. Tap down the 2/2. A lot of damage. And then conniving here is going to be strong as well. I mean, opponent, it just has to be very careful with what they swing with next turn. Notably, opponent could be at 7 if I chose to swing with Spider-Woman. He can spend 3 mana to return the Project Deathlock Soldier to hand. That is at least one thing we know that would be holding priority for him. He might have other things. Oh, getting the treasure off of this isn't bad. But I think I'm happy putting this in the graveyard and getting it back with... I don't know. I kind of want to put it in the graveyard just so I can get back the other dude that can make me 2/1s as well, and then we can just stare off 2/1s, right? Yeah, that seems good. That might be the wrong play. That honestly might be the wrong play, but it is what it is. Yeah, let's do this now. Wait, what? Do I have an artifact card? Oh, I do. I didn't realize. My bad. Yeah, I'll grab both. And we'll get him. Sure. Seems fine to me. If opponent can do 18 damage in 1 turn, then we say good job, opponent. And this guy will have the 2 that he needs. We can make a food that helps us gain some life. Like, we're in a pretty good looking spot. Opponent did already pass through his untap phase, so even if he does kill Spider-Woman now, he is not going to... Ooh, that seems dangerous. That seems real dangerous, my friend. I got some menacers coming your way, like... That seems really, really dangerous. Okay, what's the strongest thing here? Do we want to tap down the 3? I guess is probably best. And then just say, show me a 1-mana combat trick. I don't draw another card, right? Like, this is just fine to attack with. Sure. Next. Something like this. Down. You? Hey, we're going to force some trades here, which is fine. Okay, so one thing of note there is we had lethal. So you do want to keep that in mind, right? Like... If you find yourself having lethal, this is where I'm going to take the food. I don't think a treasure here is going to change anything. If you find yourself in a situation where you have lethal, if it's a really close game, you definitely want to take it. I think being conservative, considering that he is now at 1 and I'm at 18 and we're looking at this difference in board state, I think this is probably a game that I win. Yep, see, there's the concession. But if it is really close, sometimes, like at the literal Marvel pre-release that I went to, I did genuinely go up against an opponent that was way better than me, had a way better deck than me, but I had an opportunity for lethal, had to swing all. I had an instant, like I had the super suit, so the flash artifact, like +2 damage thing. And it was lethal if he managed to not, I think there was no way for him to block it and not die to it unless he had like a removal spell. Yeah, I absolutely get completely blown out if he has that removal spell. But I also just die the next turn anyways, right? So you need to keep that in mind that sometimes that last-ditch effort is literally the only opportunity you have. So you might as well take it. Okay, before we continue, I have to use the bathroom. So I will be back in just a moment. I apologize, but I am back. Longer video than I thought. Maybe that will get cut out in editing. Maybe it won't. Yeah, so probably like an hour 16 or something like that if you want to jot it down. Or no, hour 17 because it's now an hour 18. Yeah, so look at that. We are now 2. So again, we went from 200 gems to 400 gems to 600 gems. Big jump here from 600 to 1200. So like I said, really anywhere in that 3 or more win category. And I say you're doing pretty good, right? You won as many games as you lost, or you won more games than you lost, right? Because 3-3 is equal. Anything above that, you're just the GOAT. You know, no hate on the deck. I will say some of the cards that we were like iffy on. This is interesting. I mean, we don't have anything to play early on, but there's a lot that we could draw into with this. And I like the turn 1 surveil. So I think I'll keep it. We can also surveil something into the graveyard and then just do this to get it back, so. I will turn 1 surveil here and just see what's coming. Do I want to go ahead and grab my 4th land? It helps me play my 4-drops on turn 4. So I think I will. Okay, this could be a situation where we get aggroed. Another thing to keep in mind is that if they play something, we might just have to use Cruel Alliance just to not die super quick to something, right? So we need to keep that in mind as well. Play as many colors as you can, people. This is a sorcery. I think I'm just gonna say no. I think because we kept a hand where we only play a 4-drop, I think I have to go ahead and just be like, nope. All right, could have been a good play. Could have been a really good play. I want to get Ant-Man out now, but I don't love only playing a 2-drop. I think it is better to play out Kang. Does he have a counter? Counter unless you pay 2 makes me feel real bad here because I would have been able to pay for Ant-Man. He has counter unless you pay 2. Wow. See, look at that. Things you need to consider. So now opponent is tempoing us. So see, now I am pretty happy just playing Ant-Man and holding up this to go get Kang back. I think it's totally fine. I recognize that we will be getting hit by beasts and they will be drawing cards. This is a bad situation, but I do not have... Oh, okay. Yeah, this game is probably over. Leader Super Genius is genuinely, and I don't know why people don't think this enough. A lot of people read this card and were like, yeah, it's okay. I mean, I think it's pretty good. No, this card is dumb. This card is stupid. It's insane. You draw 2 cards, discard 1 every single turn. Minimum. On a 4-mana 1/3. That's insane. That is insane. If a 4-mana 1/3 said, draw 2 cards, discard 1, which is what this legitimately does, and then put a +1/+1 counter on a creature if that's not a land, it would be legitimately insane. Because see, now Beast is going to get flying. I mean, we are absolutely dead. But we would have need to be able to teamwork too to remove it. I don't think this game is winnable. This is going to get too big for She-Hulk to kill it, like, or just in a really bad spot. Oh, he discarded a non-land, actually. Okay, so it doesn't have flying yet, but he is still going to attack with it. Yup. So we have to go get Kang. Yup. Let's play this out, and then we can call damage control back a good something. Okay, we can get a land. That is all we could get off of this. Probably still correct. Just to play out a land. This turn. It feels crazy to say that, but yeah, no, we are not going to be able to win this. Leader Super Genius is possibly in the top 5 strongest cards of the entire set, and it's a rare. And I will defend that until I see otherwise. I've never seen it lose a game, except in the game that I was talking to you about where I had lethal, swung everything, and managed to barely eke out a victory. This card is dumb. Do not feel bad if you lose to it. If you open it, you probably win. Good job. I'm a little mad because we still have not seen Cosmic Cube yet, or whatever it's called. Kind of the whole premise here, people. Is this an artifact? Okay, I'm double blocking here. He probably has something, but I think this is the only chance we have is we do this. We She-Hulk next turn as a 5/5, and we kill the War Machine. I think that is genuinely the only chance we have here. So if he has something, he has something. But if he doesn't... Yeah, there it is. That was, I believe, our only chance. We still have to... God, I hate this game. Okay, so what happened here... I'm going to go ahead and concede this match because we're definitely not going to win it. But to explain what happened here. The game thinks I want to use to play Shuri. So it taps both green sources in the 4-mana cost of the card. But that means I can't play the additional green to play its power-up, even though its power-up only costs a green and 1 more because it's discounted by the 3 and a green. So because the game thinks I want to play Shuri, it left up a blue and a colorless. But I would like to point out, if they left up a forest and this land, we would be able to play either of them. So the game just limited my options because of the auto tapper. Be very, very careful. I noticed it the first time I played She-Hulk that it wanted to tap both of my green sources and I wouldn't be able to do its power up. I didn't think about it that time. So what actually happens here is She-Hulk's a 5/5, War Machine dies. This probably gets buffed up to at least a 5/5 next turn. If they don't have removal, we might be able to trade. And we're sitting here with less cards and they have a Leader Supreme. We're not winning that game. But just to put it there, that is what happened, and it definitely cost us any slim chance we did have in this game. So be very careful with the auto tapper. It will absolutely mess you up, and it's not something that you're used to if you're used to playing Magic in person. Be very careful with the auto tapper. All right. One loss. That's okay. We could go out all 3 losses now. It totally happens. And this video is less about trying to do really good and more about just demonstrating sealed, the set, how we're feeling about it, etc. So it's not great. But again, I do like a turn 1 survey. The black source is pretty good. A black source is a card I will keep. And I will definitely Hydra Troopers just to put some stuff in the graveyard. I have things that benefit from doing that, so... What the heck is this? Super Adaptory's power is equal to the number of legendary creatures you control. Whenever he enters or attacks, choose another target creature. If that creature has haste, put a haste counter on him. Oh, nice. So you get to just put a counter on him for all of the things. Very, very powerful card. We will be extremely interested in tapping him down the line. I think Shuri is a cut from this deck. I think Shuri is absolutely a cut from this deck. Please offer the trade. You're gonna get flying now? Yep. Alright, cool. Yeah, that does not surprise me. Now I need a reach. I think it's better to play this out as just 4... as a 4/4 reach. 4/4 reach. We can't block with the 3/2 anyways, so offer the trade. Yep. Alright, so now they've got to show removal or they don't swing it this turn. Which is fine, because then we can hold up Spider-Woman. They have removal! Naturally speaking. Why wouldn't they? Wait, you get to target other creatures? Choose another target creature. You don't have to target creatures you control. Holy. Wait, whenever Super Adaptor enters or attacks, choose another target creature. If that creature has haste, and he doesn't, put a haste counter on it. Do the same for flying, first strike, double strike, death touch, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, and vigilance. Why didn't he get trample and vigilance? Because of the frozen in ice. Oh, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
It's a great card.
Yeah, no, that card's dumb. In turn, we're going to hold this up at instant speed. 5 mana, Jeskai. Dumb stuff. Put that down. What if I say no? You probably have an answer for her because you've had everything you've needed so far. But I swing nonetheless. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh. Cool. No attacks. What does this do? Whenever you draw a card, if you control another hero. Oh, okay. So since this is a hero. Gotcha. I was like, it didn't do that last turn. That makes sense. He's got 6 in the air. We are very dead very soon. Technically, he has 9 in the air. It's been an incredible open for opponent. Again, only seen MODOK once. Never seen the cube. 2 mythics in this deck. Seen one of them once. Never seen the other. That's one of the reasons you got to be careful building around specific cards, is because they will straight up just not show up in what game is this? This is game 4? Think about that. 1 in 40 chance every single time you draw a card. Well, actually, sorry, correction. 1 in 40 chance, then 1 in 39, then 1 in 38, then 1 in 30. Like, it gets more and more likely you see those cards, and I have not seen them. So, Always be careful. Double frozen in ice is crazy. And he got around my Spider Woman. I think this is going to be game. Okay, I see why this guy's actually pretty good now. Yeah. That's not going to do anything. We are dead. GG's. Extremely lethal hand from opponent. But again, very crazy rare that they played there right at the start. And they had double removal. So again, if you're going for more of an aggressive play, really strong card, back it up with double removal. It gets in, it gets the damage done, and that's that. So we're now 2-2. There are a few things that, like, we're living the dream with Shuri here, hoping that we can copy Cosmic Cube, but that's just not worth it. And it's much better to play something that's like more what we want to be doing, right? Now, curve-wise, I kind of want like a 2 or a 3 drop. So let's take a look. Maybe we do Gorilla. I think he's totally fine. You know what? I'll try Claw. We haven't tried him yet. I'll try Claw. Done. All right. We get one more loss. Not a lot, people. Not a lot. That is how quickly your losses can go. Opponents have a great hand, and next thing you know, you have lost the game. I do typically, again, if you go to an actual pre-release event, you will play best of 3. I am a much bigger fan of best of 3. I think it helps teach people games better and all of that sort of thing. So this is a really good hand. Moonstone into MODOK a turn earlier because of Undercover Scroll. Like, this is great. This is very, very strong. We could draw Ant-Man, so I still think I lead with Forest. I don't think I need the Surveil now. So I think I lead with Forest. We could draw Ant-Man, then we play Island and play Ant-Man if we happen to have that start. But if not, is now Surveil or is now Swamp? I guess... This is any color, right? Yeah, no, I can place the Surveil because I have the Undercover Scroll for any color. So let's just find something we like. Do we want a Forest? We have 4 mana and Undercover Scroll right now. I don't think so. I think we ditch that. We can always get it back later. As long as there are 2 or more creature cards in your graveyard, this creature gets +2/+2. Could get Lightning Striked. Opponent has Lightning Strike mana up, and it did hold priority. If he chooses the Lightning Strike main phase, then he just wasted mana. Interesting lands here opponent's rocking. Don't know what these are. I guess they were just available at one point. Web up. Sure. We'll absolutely play a 3-drop. 2 creatures into the graveyard. Can get those back later, though. If you do until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Oh, and then we drew Ant-Man. Interesting. I should have looked to see what opponent did, if they scried to the top or bottom or something like that. I did not do that. That was indeed a mistake. Next. The Will Swing. Offering the trade here. Nope. Alright, Kang it is. So the reason I'm doing this is we can play Moonstone next turn if we really want to, although we can also Modok if we think it's worthwhile. We can play Moonstone next turn or Modok and just be able to keep the cards that we're ditching. Which is the whole reason it's in the deck, by the way. Whole reason that Moonstone is in the deck is to be able to keep the Connive cards. See, I would rather that die to that than Modok die to that. That's the idea. That is the idea. So we play Modok this turn, and we can actually play Ant-Man and Moonstone next turn. Alright, he just used removal, so if he's got it again, he's got it again. I'm not going to fight that fight. Gain control of both of my creatures. Jesus Christ. Target creature you control fights up to one other target creature. That is insane. Is Ant-Man gonna get big enough? What does the second one do? +1/+1 and gain vigilance. So I'm gonna make a food. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Because of the -1/-1, Ant-Man just dies. Dang, that's crazy. And no attacks. We probably lose. That enchantment is even more powerful than I thought it was. I mean, that's just 7 in the air. So I should have played a blocker. Yeah, this doesn't do anything. Let's do this. And then we have the food, and we just pray. Because after target creature you control fights up to one other target creature. Okay. Okay. Alright, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. He didn't choose Modok to fight, which means we get Modok back. Okay. We're on to something here, people. Holy shit. We just got bebopped by that. If he has another removal spell, it's just over. Sure. Are those heroes? Yes, they are. Right. Yup. Yeah, that card's really good. Ass. You gonna swing the flyer at me? Ooh. I don't know which one's better to go into the graveyard. Another target non-attacking creature you control gains indestructible. When you do another target non-attacking creature you control gains indestructible. It's attacking. I don't think that does what he thinks it does. What are you gonna choose, buddy? Oh. Okay. You just flashing in a creature because you can? Sure. I kind of get it. Holy crap. Holy crapoly. I hate that I would have to ditch this. Do I just ditch this? This feels too strong. Oh, God. That was probably a crucial decision, and I probably did not make the right one. Cool. End turn. Holy guacamole. Holy. Holy guacamole. So this still does nothing? What does this do? If you do, draw a card. They discarded a... Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, put a +++ counter and scry one. Oh, he's got a flying 2/4. Ping, fang, foom. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is also pretty good. Holy guacamole. Guys, I think I'm just gonna have to not play the World War Hulk, right? I think that's just the right play. Oh, God. But what is correct here? I damage control back a creature and a land? So what creature? Lifelink seems pretty good. Also seems pretty good. Let's do that. All right, let's do it. No attacks, because he's got the double... That's dangerous. What? What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? Nothing? He's just letting me do this? Sure, man. That was a play and a half. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, she creates a 2/1. This is really unfortunate. I felt pretty dire, but it is what it is. Okay. I do something like that in turn. All right, we're in a pretty good spot. Opponent plays land. We might manage to eke this out. Jesus Christ, man. You can't make this up. Fuck off, game. How many cards are left in the deck? There are 12 cards left in the deck, game. I'm at 8. Holy shit, we did it, people. Little cat, big city.
Little kitty, big city.
Little kitty, big city. My bad, my bad. I can't believe we did that, people. All right, so we got the 3 wins. Notably, game number 5, 11 cards left in the deck. Still have not seen the cube. That was insane, by the way, guys. Them stealing MODOK was just dumb. And we absolutely should have lost it. So if you guys are playing that and you have that Civil War card, that last bit is for you to use one of their creatures to kill another one of their creatures and hopefully trade. Because then you're just up positive like 3. It's insane. You got like a 3 for 0 if you do that. It's actually crazy. We have a lot of blue sources. Or sorry, we have a lot of green sources. We have a play. We also have Spider-Woman to kind of smooth out the draws. MODOK was a good draw, too. All right. Any land now leaves us open to Spider-Woman. Any 2 lands gets us MODOK. Yep, let's surveil. We want to see a forest or something playable. You are something playable. We'll keep that on top, actually. Swing him with a 1-2, man. This 2 damage could be. Oh! I forgot that this is color fixing. Sure. It's about a 0-3. Are these both colorless lands? Quinjet is decent. I want to play MODOK next turn. Right, that seems right. Treasure. Wait, is this activate only as a sorcery? Oh, you have to pay for it. Not great. Alright, so we're just throwing down as a body right now. Oh, MODOK is removal for that. This feels good. It's got black, and red. Yep. In case I have a combat trick, I want to do this first main phase. Next. This is gonna hurt. I got down to 12 for this, by the way. Do not know if this is the right idea. Resolve. But we are infinitely up on board now. They play like a flyer or something like that. We tap it down with Spider-Woman and just win. Yeah. Cool. Alright, opponent is at 4. We are back up to 17. I don't think we need to spend any more life. I'm happy with what's in my hand. And next turn, we get to just choose anything in their hand and discard it. That seems pretty strong. Cool. Got the game. Heck yeah, people. That is 6 games in and no cube. Have not seen it yet. Kinda crazy. With all the milling and everything we've done, we have gone through the majority of this deck in a lot of games. Also, again, 4 wins. Very happy. Let's keep going. Actually, no. Okay, I was going to say, I do think we take out that Hulk card if we manage to get another game, because we had it in our hands, and I absolutely would have preferred to just have like a 5-5. So, all right, this is actually really strong here. We aim Labs into Forest. That lets us Ant-Man turn 2. The next turn, we can just start working towards Cap Shield and stuff like that. Very solid. Would love to have had a an actual Swamp Forest island, but that, see, that's a little annoying. But it is what it is. We go ahead and get out Astonishing Ant-Man. And we go, this is a problem unless you know how to solve it. That will not solve it. However, that does ramp opponent, which is, you know, pretty good. We'll absolutely be playing this. Absolutely be playing this. We will swing a 2-2 at you. I don't think you'll block. I think you want the mana. And I don't blame you. I do think the mana is the right play. Ugh. So that actually can only destroy my Project Deathlock right now, right? It can destroy MODOK later, though, so we need to keep that in mind. Sure. Ant-Man got a lot harder to kill. Really need a 5th land now. I'm not going to MODOK with She-Hulk on the board, though, I don't think. Although it does kill Undercover Scroll. Valid. Good sign for us, though. They get a 5/5. Cool. That is a playable card, though. I guess I actually should sneak in the damage while I can. Okay. Kang and Ant-Man are a big problem. Okay, so I can't swing with Kang now. I don't know why she's attacking. Why they're attacking. Is there a 1 red double target creature's power or something like that? Let's see it. Oh, they have 2 mana. I stand corrected. They have 2 mana. I forgot about the undercover scroll. Lunch? Yeah. That was very creative. I'll give him that much. That was very, very creative. MODOK seems pretty good here. They've got the mana to destroy it. I just don't think that that's right. Yeah. I need to find like my removal spell or something. I guess getting Ant-Man back with that wouldn't have been bad. Really don't need that card. No attacks. We'll get the shield going soon. Kang on the shield is pretty good. Opponent has a pretty strong red-green thing going here, though. She-Hulk looking pretty devastating. What's this do? An additional time. Additional power up. Jesus! Y'all got some big creatures. Sure. I mean, it's vigilance. I see why they're doing it. I'll take the 4 for now. But I think it's strong. I think it is. I shouldn't have done that. I realize now what my issue was. I didn't want to do that because of She-Hulk. That was dumb. That's okay. Yeah. Attacks. Enter. So now they can power up She-Hulk again, make her 7/7. Yeah, I mean I could just be dead. Kill MODOK. But they have to be careful what they swing out with, because that takes all their mana. Okay, that took like all of their mana. It's got trample. I don't know, I say no blocks. Let's see what happens. many creature cards in the graveyard? 2. All right, Hydra Troopers does trigger. Lord, help me. Okay. I don't know what's correct here. I can tap down the 6/6. And that might just be lethal. I do this. I do... Nope. So I do this, get Ant-Man, play Ant-Man. Attack. Tap down the 6/6. I don't know if it's lethal, though. Damn it. Yeah, let's just go for it. We tap down the 6/6. Draw a card. Discard. Submit. Done. Done. And then we do this. Doesn't matter. Going for lethal. We're going for lethal, so we make them as big as possible. We just put things in the graveyard. And we say, can you stop it all? And I don't think they can. Jesus Christ, I guess they can. No, they couldn't. The one. The one. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I didn't see that. Holy lethal. So that's how you find lethal, people. And yeah, we were definitely dead on the swing back. Absolutely. But I think we were dead no matter what we do, right? Because if we throw Cap Shield on MODOK, they just use She-Hulk's ability to kill MODOK, and now we are down that toughness, and we're down MODOK, and all their things get +1/+1 because they lose the -1/-1. So 5 wins, 2 losses feels good, and we still have not seen a Cosmic Cube. That is insane, by the way. Like, I made a point that it is not a guarantee. I did not think we just straight up would not see it, though. That's pretty crazy. And right now it is currently looking like we just straight up might not see it. 1/1 Death Toucher, very strong. Probably not going to use Cruel Alliance on it, but if I need to, I will. Unfortunately. There is the cube. Probably better to play out the swamp now. If cube sticks, it's hard to lose, but cube has to stick, and you have to have things to attack with. Basic land cycling, burrow, backup. It's a good card. Make 2 3/2s. Very cute. Opponent is on Abzan. Do we offer the trade? I think no. I think I want the mana. Valid. The question is, what do I want to do with said mana? You make a treasure or a food? You made a treasure. That's very smart. Well, I know I said I want the mana, but I think I am better off making this treasure. I can tap it down to get the shield out. But then I'm kind of relying on it surviving. Next turn is cube no matter what, so it's just sitting there. Yeah, I think it's better to just hang. No attacks, in turn. Alright, opponent snuck in some damage. They've got a strong start. Ramping to 5 mana now. I will absolutely use Cruel Alliance if I need to on something huge that they play here. I think at this point we offer trades. I don't love it, but... Sure. Show me what you got. Oh! Yeah, that was dumb of me. That was dumb of me, I will admit. Yeah. I want to be able to afford cube, but I think it's better to play out. Oh. Oh. I guess we ditch Moonstone. Because we don't actually have another way to connive. Great. Yeah, it was a very good play from opponent. I forgot that that power-up is at any time, so... They had a combat trick on their creature. The Coming of Galactus. We'll probably win them the game unless we can find our... that. Unless we can find our that. Each opponent loses 2 life. No attacks. I will throw that in front of the Death Toucher then, I think. Yeah, that's a big issue. We are not going to be able to stop Galactus now. It doesn't stop an enchantment, right? Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, they're going to get the 16/16. Create Galactus. Okay, so it doesn't get vigilance. I mean, I guess this is right. I'm going to... If he has removal, he has removal, but we never drew a 5th land. Yep, we have to block here. Which means we take 3. Okay, we're down to 8. Yeah, opponent's gone so wide. Is it better to cube? and try to hit something, or She-Hulk? I think I'm dead either way. Let's see what Cube can find. I don't know. We'll tap down a 3-2. Wow, did you guys see all that land? Jesus Christ. So I have to block here. And then we take 7. Yeah. If he has any buff, he has any buff. GG. Alright, we couldn't win them all. That was our 5th land turn. Jesus, 16 cards deep. I don't know. I mean, we saw that land pocket that Cosmic Cube hit, right? It was 4 lands, 1 creature. So, or no, it was 6 cards, so 5 lands, 1 creature. Very unfortunate. I think the deck definitely could have performed better with Cube, but hey, there you go. So that is 5 wins, 3 losses. You don't complain about that. That's a really good. That's a really good ratio, all things considered, right? So when you look at the cost of this, normally, obviously, yes, we spent a token, but normally this would cost 2,000 gems. You're getting back 1,600 of them, right? So you only down 400 gems if you spend your gems on this for what the winnings we just got. You get 3 packs, which by the way would have cost you 600 gems, right? Because each pack costs 200 gems. So that's already positive. And you get to keep all the cards that you drafted, right? So if we go back into our deck, which we'll just end off looking at, right? We get to keep, I said drafted, but I meant opened because it's sealed. We get to keep all of these cards, which includes the random rares and whatnot that we didn't even play as well, right? So we have like the rare land. We have the Daredevil that we didn't end up playing. Yeah, I think this didn't need to be in the deck, but all things considered, the deck ended up, you know, working just fine. I think I would have even liked this maybe more, but yeah, deck worked out well. We won a few more games than I honestly thought we were going to there. Things looked real scary when they stole our MODOK. Glad we put him as the deck box art though, because he came up so much more. So there you go. If you want to just remind yourself or get a quick look at it again, what the deck was, I thought it ran pretty well. We had a couple of good cards here. And again, of course, remember, stay tuned to the channel for way more Marvel limited and Magic limited content. We got plenty coming for you guys, but we did want to make a video that was more geared towards beginners or at least newcomers, just like a pre-release would be, and say, hey, this is what it kind of looks like on Arena. This is the experience you can get on Arena. This is what it looks like. This is how it plays. This is the reward structure, etc. And so again, remember, you get to keep all of these. You get 1,600 gems, and you get 3 packs. If I go through all of this, I go claim, boom, 1,600 gems or 1,600 gems, 3 packs, and as you'll notice, my gems just went up 1,600. And, of course, you get to keep in collection all of the cards that you just opened. If I go to packs, I'll actually have more than that, because I think I already had like 9 packs or something like that. Probably earned another one from the Mastery Pass, or I guess, yeah, 1 more from the Mastery Pass. So it went up to 10, and then the 3 we just earned. So, boom, 13. If you guys haven't checked it out, that's adorable. There's an apple hat cat that I'm looking at on Ashley's Xbox game. But anyways, if you guys haven't checked it out already, I do a crack-a-pack at the end of any sort of limited set format. So at the end of Marvel Superheroes, I'll do a crack and chat where I just talk about how I feel about the format, how it played after everything, after people were used to it, after I got drafts in, after I got to play pretty much every archetype, after I got to play pretty much every card. Not every single one. Typically with some of the rares and mythics, you just won't see all of them, especially some of the more high demand ones that are gone like pick 1 no matter what. You have to just open those pick 1, and that takes a lot of drafts. But yeah, I mean, we already got to see that with like Cube is a very high common pick. I think MODOK is probably going to be a pretty common pick, so it was really cool to get to see those and play with those cards. And yeah, we will see you guys on anything else on the channel. It's not just Magic, by the way. Check us out for TTRPG content, video game content, and anything else nerdy. We are sharing our hobbies with you guys. You know, we got like a Borderlands series going on. We've got random dedicated videos for different topics as they come up and we feel passionate enough to talk about it. But Magic is a huge part of our lives. We really did enjoy the pre-release for this. We did pretty good in it as well. And I thought that was a really fun arena experience. I don't know how I feel about Marvel characters in Magic, but at the very least, it's a well-designed set that seems to be playing well. So thank you guys for checking it out. Leave any comments down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to support the channel, and we'll see you guys in whatever comes next. Until then, may those rolls be ever in your favor, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye, y'all.